Easy. Just offer her a favor. Like I said, nice and dirty. There's no sweet talking your way in there. Be official. Be friendly. The tone somehow suggests to you that you're starting to become a little sponsored by him as well. No, first ask an innocuous personal question to get the interview off on the right foot. Definitely no small talk. This isn't the time or place. Time to bring out your secret charm. Tears and begging. Show him your emotional side. Throw yourself before his very feet like a dog. It's a sign. This isn't the place or time for questions. Who knows who might be watching from the distance, hidden behind the curtains. He does not seem to be overly thankful of your kindness as he hangs up. There has to be a way to resolve this situation peacefully. Okay, she's actually more agitated now. My bad. She thinks she's a police officer. Try treating her like a police officer, a lower-ranking police officer. He did it. He said, "Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center," like it's the most natural thing in the world. She understands she has erred against the customer and immediately corrects course. She has fine-tuned her voice to find the most welcoming approach for attracting new customers. It doesn't work. Take it easy. You've broken her resistance. Pushing her further will gain nothing. This definitely softened her up. Tell her there's a dead body involved. That will make it easier. Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertainty is killing her. It will only last a day or two, a week tops. Then her mood will sour and she will feel the curse again. Maybe it's best to tell her the truth after all. Here we go. You should ask her for a hint. Maybe the speed freaks can help you with this. Go talk with Andre. Hey, what are you doing? Laying everything out like that. Brilliant negotiating there, detective. As always. Just tell her about Egged's defense speech. Easy. When her research is done, she can move out. Hey, what makes the world go round? Hey, maybe if you were to find out more about her previous company, Fortress Accident, you'd have something new to say. Wait, she doesn't want to share the space with them. Help her finish the research, then she won't have to. Offer to help. Wait, she doesn't want to share the space with them. You can help her finish the research, then she won't have to. Offer to help. She's agreeing more and more, partially because she wants to. Could it be that he just doesn't want to discuss a police raid with another police officer? No need to overdo it. He won't mind sharing it with you. He's trying to act dismissive, but at this particular moment, he's more open than usual to the idea of paranatural phenomena. See? He doesn't like the vibration from the red chair either. His boyfriend is on his way home. He brings tins of meat and vegetables with him. Their pockets are heavier with money, but only slightly. Don't go all bad cop on this simple, friendly fellow. Oil for the wheels, much needed in stressful times like these. There is no way to sway this man in any direction. He is unsuggestible and unswayable. Just tell the truth. Judging from how happy he is, it looks like you did it. He doesn't appear to suspect trickery. Hear that? You did it the honest way. You got the real signatures, and now he's happy. Well done. That is true. People don't trust pretty people. Union Boy's gonna help you fix it. He winks at you. Don't worry, Harry. Try it on Everett. Summon a smile on your face. A big shit-eating grin like his. Whoa, that's so nice of him. Suspiciously nice. These ultra-liberal types love losing huge sums of money on ludicrous proposals. Ergo, you should come up with a plan that's totally dead in the water. Steal the union boss's idea, add a twist, and present it as your own? Very capitalistic. Nicking an idea that wasn't worth anything in the first place and trying to pass it off as your own? How very entrepreneurial. I love it. Who'd have thought you'd remember that nugget of wisdom after nearly frying your brain like you have? A man this chill is at least a triple-digit billionaire. Okay, well, maybe I was wrong. We've all learned something today. It's a secret handshake of the ultra-rich, distributed through private access yacht clubs and inter-isolary balls for the heirs and heiresses of the old money. Where you picked it up is a mystery. What he wants to know is how exclusive it is. The more untouched it is, the better. The comfortably wealthy want their views challenged when making a purchase. Don't hold back. A tough nut to crack for sure, but the strongest containers often have the softest hearts. That's a stone for leaders. Sounds like she really didn't like those girls. This person means you, or no one else, absolutely no harm. She will answer freely and honestly. Plaisance is not going to like what you have to tell her. You should ask her for a hint. With your feet trembling from the steps you took, tepid and fearful, you stand against her, her body close to you, radiating warmth. With your eyes closed, you move your lips on her mouth. Your feet still tremble from the steps you took, as if over an enormous distance, standing against her, her body close to you, radiating warmth. With your eyes closed, you move your lips on her mouth, a form of communication where words have failed. It was a good idea, but she felt obliged by the headless phone rider to give you things in return, things she no longer wants to give you. So she refused. That's how it goes. Your figurine rider idea was naive. Okay, don't say you need to talk right away. Melt the ice first. This way you're already talking. You ruined it. There was still a chance. You should have waited longer. She would have called you instead. Stop making her angry. She won't start loving you again if you call her a war criminal. Seriously, stop making her angry. She won't start loving you again if you call her a mass murderer. Seriously, this was not about failure or success. This was always going to be horror. I should not have suggested it, and you should not have listened to me. Brother, you should put me in front of a firing squad. I have no words for how I failed you. No, don't say it. Don't beg. It will only make her go. Yes, somewhere hidden among the options popping up in your nervous system is the right one. That will make her love you again and not go to the aerodrome at all. With your feet trembling from the steps you took, tepid and fearful, you stand against her, her body close to you, radiating warmth. With your eyes closed, you move your lips on her mouth. What are you doing? Stop saying things like that. You've got to work your way into this thing, the subtle way. Wind him up a little. Don't immediately go for the kill. Good. Step 1 complete. Now, let the lieutenant feast his eyes on the fruits of the tree of cool. If you can't even wear it outside for everyone to see, then yes, time to abandon rock and roll. Of course, if being outside looking like a rock lion is making you feel silly, then just drop the whole thing. He means it. The moment your jacket comes off, so does his. That means you're probably going to have to keep fucking the world till the end of days. Well, buddy, you opened it. No need to go inside. It would be rude. What is this? News of the world? Talk about personal stuff. Get to know him. He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization. Something changes in his disposition. A merciful smile in the corner of his eye. This is going well for Measurehead. This man is not budging. Let's hope his superiors inside are more cooperative. He would be appreciative if you did not further chase this line of inquiry in front of the women. You have him off guard now. He's preoccupied with this situation with his woman. Her voice is surprisingly calm. No, don't rip into anyone. You're sensitive. Remember? Communicate. Your face, such as it is, a regular human face, sans expression. The beardless nature of your cheeks makes the expression seem even more like a terrifying grimace. Something changes between you two. She looks at you differently now, as an equal, a fellow human being. She means your little talk before, after your breakdown. It's all right, she means to say. You returned the favor. Did that just cheer him up a bit? Could be. It feels like the lieutenant cracked a little smile there. The optimal way to go about this would be indifference. It begins by you telling him you don't care about any of this. You should go with the flow. Join in on the experience. It feels good. It feels right. But what is this? What is this thing that Andre is doing with his limbs? Remember, the island isn't going anywhere. It's not like it's going to sail away or disappear. Take it easy. Maybe you should just stand there, watch him rattle his toolbox, get to know his sign. The one with the bleached hair is not really pulling rank on his friend here. He's just trying to create the impression of himself as a reasonable, moderate leader figure. Yes, it's merciful that way. It's your friend. Come back to it. We're all rooting for you too. Wow, Kim's badass. Or he's had a druggy partner. Whoa, that's probably it. He's seen it before. Time for a little truth. Tell the lieutenant you did some. Clear the air. Good choice. A newer photo would look different. In shape, out of shape. You've always preferred to rely on your wits. It's downright incriminating. He has little choice but to give you one, although he really does not want to. A tool for manipulation. Give the lowest amount and people will be ingratiated to you. Someone close to the victim might know. What is detective work if not an elaborate game? You need logical inference, attention to detail, the ability to analyze your opponent's motives. What? Does the lieutenant hate fun? Is he the fun police? Have you tried goading him? At this point, plain badgering may be your best bet. See? He's doing the hard work himself. All he needed was a little nudge. Is it possible to hear someone blush? Because you're sure that's what she's doing. As if you've committed some faux pas. He's aching to get back to his usual shtick. All this whispering is bad for business. No need to act out of line here. It may even be wise to bow your head out of respect. This man's got a hold over her. Even 50 years later, you can feel it. She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it. If you want to know more about Ruby, this is a dead end. She's only heard the word lady and latched onto it. You can push on if you're interested in that, though. There's your in. Take his side in this particular fight. Damn, it didn't work. You should have signaled you're a nationalist before. So much for subtlety. Better get straight to the point. Telling him is a really bad idea. Maybe don't tell people. The people they don't like are actually right. Just be straight with him. This guy knows Ruby, no doubt. Just play dumb for now. Get everything out of him you can. There is curiosity there that goes unnoticed. Kim takes a step back, absent-mindedly, a counter-argument. But still, your historic mass murderer fantasies have only endeared you to this person. It doesn't have to hold in court. Just establish a line of sight and he'll do the rest himself. Better keep the lieutenant in the dark about the whole icebreaker thing. He's not gonna get it. Well, now you've done it. Let's see if you can talk your way out of this one. This was your chance to make amends, but you chose not to. Instead, you chose to be the badass suicide boyadero, and now he doesn't like you. He has an idea who she is. Many cops have a she or he who left. But he just doesn't know what to say. Was that a snarl or a suppressed groan? No love for you here. Who cares what this Vic Mayor said? Pull on their heartstrings. Say my name, bitch. What are you doing? You sound way too aggressive. You think you hear a sliver of accusation in her words. Whatever you do, don't make fun of the lieutenant for explaining this to you. The lieutenant's face lights up. He doesn't usually notice these little things. That didn't go super well. You've got to lay something better on her. More questions before doing anything. She's been holed up in here for a while with no one to talk to. Keep her talking, and you just might get an opportunity to break loose. Just keep her talking, and you'll get through this. The voice coming through the whirlwind of pain is not malicious. She doesn't want to hurt you, but she has to. She's not going to change her mind that easily. She still perceives you as a threat. Not terribly impressed. Not surprised either. This is as far as it goes with her. You'd need to put a year between you and your last drink for anything more. Maybe some general remarks before you say something big. Work your way up to the cool. Other than race science, what else do you think he's into? Bingo. This specimen has surrounded himself not only with one or two, but 3 stellar babes. What's more, all these girls seem to be koikos. What's up with that? You have to find out what's his deal with Grad. Yes, but even more importantly, women. This specimen has surrounded himself not only with 1 or 2, but 3 stellar babes. Probably not. Women, however. He surrounded himself not with 1 or 2, but 3 stellar babes. Doubtful. Women, however. He surrounded himself not only with 1 or 2, but 3 stellar babes. Could be. But even more importantly, women. This specimen has surrounded himself not only with 1 or 2, but 3 stellar babes. He just needs some convincing before you can talk to him mano a mano. It's obvious you need to steer the conversation to the topic that interests him the most, something that he'd like to discuss with another man, in private. Simple. Just humiliate him in front of his entourage until he has to beg you in private to stop. Then you can let him know it was all but a clever ploy to separate him from his babes. Time to get personal. He's finally ready to open up to you. Sounds like the kid has a soft spot for Lillian. Good one, Kuno. It doesn't have to hold in court. Just establish a line of sight and he'll do the rest himself. It's almost like he's worried for you. Just explain why you need this so much. He's bound to understand. He seems down on himself. Offer a bit of positivity and you might put him in a more benevolent mood. That didn't work? He must have sunk pretty low. He's trying to ingratiate himself with you by anticipating your questions. He knows he shouldn't have sold the gun. Just don't ask him for the smallest amount. You'll insult him. The others will work. What did I say? And what did you do? Damn it, man. You're buying it for 12 now, I guess. That was a very smooth salesman's grin that almost comes off as earnest. You should learn from him. She's grown frustrated with her work and welcomes the opportunity to challenge authority in other ways. What is it with these skulls and cooperation? They have to be the nicest violent street gang in Revachol West. Sure, she's all draped up in ironic detachment, but everyone's gotta eat. Turn it around. It's the seller who wields the power in this relationship. She's locked up tight. What does she want? Maybe it's as simple as asking her, but whine about it so she feels superior. Humiliation wasn't enough for her. How about you offer her something, like a job? What does she need? You don't have much to give her. You could try offering her a job. Try as you might. You just can't fathom what a young rebel dressed like a granny would want from you. She certainly isn't a flowers and chocolate kind of girl. Whoa, whoa. Did you see how easy that was? Ask her for more. Toot toot, train to Moneytown. Can you eat honor? Are you an omnivore? Give me a break. With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone. It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful. She means you know her closer now. In some way, you know her soul a bit. The graciousness of her response makes you feel glad you didn't hassle her about her papers for no reason. She enjoys talking about the company. It would not hurt to inquire more. Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. I mean, favors for favors. A dirty alliance of some sort. She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuate. Feelings will guide the way. You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain. You're doing it. Despite your own best efforts, you're still getting in. Somehow. She is resolute in this, yet you sense that she wants to tell you. You'll have to earn her trust first. It sounds like she tried looking into it herself, but she's clearly not the type your typical lorryman would confide in. It sounds like she tried looking into it herself, though she's clearly not the type your typical lorryman would confide in. It only lasts for the briefest instance, but you catch a look of disappointment in her eye. Anger, even. Hear that, hero? Feels good, doesn't it? You should relay confidential information more often. What makes you think we will? Sounds like she'll solicit your help with something when she gets the chance. Curiosity for the union burns brighter in her than curiosity for the case. She's sentimental, all right. You don't know enough about her to find out why exactly. She will keep her secrets for now. Forgive her. You feel that she won't like the answer, just as it's leaving your lips. Even more, it will hurt her. But she wants to tell you. All right, you're in. Begin with the first one. You'll appear worldly. Everyone wants to talk about themselves. She will, in time. It's a decent start, but you might need to change strategies down the line. Nonsense. No one repels wealth. The businessmen just don't know how to entice them. She actually is impressed. This is more like a defensive reflex, because you know each other. She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before. You have absolutely no idea. Familiar? How? You must have forgotten something you heard again. A vanity he wouldn't mind. What is wrong with you? Why did you ask to be connected to her? Who does that? Act professional now. Whatever you're selling there, he's buying it. In bulk. Manipulating his patriotic impulses like that. Rene is gonna remember that. Just dodge the first shot, and the second will be easier. Drunks are quick to anger and make mistakes. No, we can do this. Drag it out a little. Get under his skin. Even if it comes to a fight, it's a good idea to get under his skin first. No, we can do this. Drag it out a bit. Get under his skin. Even if it comes to a fight, it's always a good idea to drag it out first. Get under his skin. No, we can do this. Drag it out a bit. Get under his skin. Even if it comes to a fight, it's always a good idea to drag it out. Get under his skin. Oh, the need will arise. Here's how we'll do it. As soon as this conversation is done, you put on the fuck the world jacket. We'll take it from there. Just talk. It'll smooth things over. Old people like attention. Judging by his attitude, probably the second one. You stirred up some bad memories there. He finds your lack of historic knowledge troubling, a sign of mental deterioration in the preceding generations. He didn't think you were about to bust the case. She genuinely wants you to now. Don't make her ask. See? Even he acknowledges that it's a good reason. You're too likable to die. Don't worry. Massage his ego. Feed him a few grapes. Make him like you. The ladies don't like that. It isn't sexy. Listen, despite his hostile exterior, this one's got a soft underbelly. He's desperate for affirmation. Keep talking about the head-measuring man. Politics yields information from this man. Gets him spilling facts. He still refuses to believe you subscribe to Mazovian socio-economics, but entertaining the thought has given him some measure of solace. The smallest doubt takes root in him. Perhaps this cop is... No, it can't be. This has helped your standing in his eyes. He's been sweet-talked by this Edgar. They must have met in person for such animosity to have developed. Don't go straight for the kill. Exhaust everything else first. Soften him up. Come on, just a little. You're buddies. Hearing it may destabilize him. You sure you've gotten everything from him? He reminds him of himself. The same hatred. The same. You try to think of another thing, but no. It's just the hatred. Rene must have been quite a loss for him. Maybe you could still get him to talk about things that don't require as much rage, because it's not there anymore. And why did you think that was a good idea? Don't listen to me. I'm wrong all the time. He repeats the name with care, as if it were at risk of breaking. He would really, really get riled up if you said, "More." He's gonna crack. But you need a little more. Almost. But you need one more. Just one. Or maybe two. This pushed him, but not enough. Just a little more. Almost. He almost burst out there. Keep piling arguments. Anything. Yeah, this just did nothing. Start with when he first saw him. It will give him a chance to ramble. You can coax it out of him. The lieutenant's preparing the ground. Coax it out of him. He's still warm. They were fucking. You need to contextualize it for him first. Turn the key elsewhere. The lock is here. It's here. Just one more. It can't be more than one now. Don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal. And now he longs to see her covered in blood. He wants to see her covered in blood. You could get more out of him. He likes talking. You never had a chance. There was something off the moment you approached it. It was scared of you. Of humans. The segmented antennae move with apprehension, searching for something that's not there. The segmented antennae move with apprehension, searching for something. You. They are filled with adoration and curiosity. The adoration of some wheel or dominion spinning around its parent deity, and the curiosity of a common wasp, tasting sugar in a fizzy drink. You never had a chance. There was something off the moment you approached it. The creature didn't like you. What has he done? Perhaps a confession will lighten the load. Okay, just for the length of this short demonstration, please say something that isn't, "I'm sorry." Guess. What is it? Yes, sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your copo type. Oh, you know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop, liquid shadow cop. But you're too sorry to say those things. So, here we go. What? Jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine. Don't worry. Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info. Or maybe every time you say you're sorry, you get $1 million. Yes, yes, impotent rage and lamentation. Let's wrap it up? No, you don't. Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry in 2 minutes. Stop wasting time and begin the repentance. Wow. Okay. Fuck off. Maybe we were wrong about you then. That is only a ludicrous daydream. Guess again. You're the... Yes. Guess what's yours? Guess. Okay, yes. Immediate failure. Things are worse now. He's observing your every motion carefully. Okay, good. Yes, this will be good. It will calm him down and won't cost any more lives. Lives that could be spared. You lost him. Quick. Open fire. We can't have that. Interfere now. Dangerous. Ask about him first. You don't want personal facts about his dead friend coming out of your mouth. He has to start it. Of course, nothing bad will happen. Talk about his dead friend. He seems stable enough to take it. Big talk, but that leaf compactor won't leave his mind anytime soon. It's a small thing, but it got him off center. Big talk, but you got him to admit he's a bad leader. It's a small thing, but it got him off center. Even better, it will further destabilize him, costing time and maybe even lives. Okay, yes. Immediate failure. Things are worse now. He's observing your every motion carefully. Yes, this will be good. It will calm him down and won't cost any lives. Lives that could have been otherwise spared. Really? None of this looks like it's going to do anything but piss him off. Say something. Get off this trail. Thank God it's only ineffectual thus far. It's a miracle no one got shot this time. Stop attempting to use your head. It won't work. That's bad. You need to stop arguing now. This won't be won by talking about the case. They don't care. Now, you got them both off-piste. He's foaming mad at her. Abigail is his wife or girlfriend. Chances are she's gone. Calling her wouldn't make it any better or worse. This guy's your buddy. You feel it immediately. You belong to an organization, a fraternity of drunks. Here's a man who knows how to play the media. By starting with the right question. You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you make up for the skewer you broke. You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you replace the broken skewer you almost certainly broke. She's making a joke. Her voice softens. Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the ice. Sounds like she prefers her men to be less real. Not bad. Yeah, maybe steer clear of the things reminding her of the floater she used to be married to. Just saying. Oh yes, she does. You need to get your drink on. There is no other way for human beings to procreate. Not after 6,000 years of yeast cultivation-based mating rituals. You think she really needs more of that after a man died at sea? Get the drink on. It would be unimaginable for a human female to have sex with a man without alcohol as the master of ceremonies to guide them. Alcohol, man. That's exactly what she needs. Now make her see that. She doesn't even understand you asked her out. Perhaps you're too sober to pull it off right now. Try again later. It's okay. She just hasn't figured out how these things work between the sexes. Keep at it. She'll come around. What if I told you it is actually possible to go on a date sober? Before recorded history, men and women were able to do simple, very primitive things together sober. Acknowledge the situation and keep it basic. You were good. Why did you have to get so creepy all of a sudden? Now it's just questions again. Having the lieutenant along is a fail-safe measure against any possible funny business. This is what is called a conversation. You don't have to be guarded right now. You know, it might have been a bad idea to tell him that, unless you want to be a drug baron and not a cop, of course. This isn't going to change a lot of minds, Harry. It's not that okay. Get off this subject now. They're not going to consider more than one piece of evidence. Choose wisely. Move on. Don't gloat. You're doing good here. Perhaps only for a moment, but still, they're leaving. They're all turning away from you. He's anything but a loser, although he would like to be seen as one. It's cooler that way. She is going to be over the moon. It will do you good to deliver some good news to someone for a change. She is going to be over the moon. No. You've sensitivity tested this. This is the horse-faced woman. I don't know why you named her that, but it was beyond idiotic. You should never address her using those words again. It's true. You have a problem. He's right. Don't start guessing. Now's not a good time. Conversation might bring a discount, no? Logic and reason won't work on this old bat. Better go for shameless emotional manipulation. What's the grandmother's deepest vulnerability? It's really in her best interest to listen to you. You know how the world works. Like ocean waves shaping the coastline, you will wear her down, pebble by pebble. Just be persistent. Maybe just look at her with big pleading eyes. It's okay. She's emotional right now. Keep at it. Wear her out. Should you try the expression on her? You've got her. Now just reel her in. Wait. Let her come to it herself. Ask her about lodgings. This Ruby is an old lady whisperer. She knows how to work the village elder, unlike you. Damn, you almost had it. What was this? A pang of conscience? She wanted to talk to her, as they usually do. But she was brooding. He's thinking of a way to gain some advantage from his embarrassing situation. You're a simple cop asking a simple question. He can't beat around the bush much longer. He winks at you, trying to relay some hidden message, inviting you to mispronounce it too, perhaps. It's odd. You need to ask him about specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard about from Lena or his friend Gary. He won't just talk. You need to ask him about specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard about from Lena or his friend Gary. He won't just talk. Yes, back to cryptozoology. You don't want to sow disagreement between friends. Layman, you always have to prove yourself with this man, which means you have to provide the cryptids. Maybe he'll answer. Now the man feels embarrassed. Time to move on, perhaps. He seems reluctant to talk about himself, but he'll open up, if you prod a little. You're dealing with a subject near and dear to their hearts. It might behove you to tread lightly. Not a big fan of skepticism, this one. More than some. He admires this about her. On the surface, he's dismissive, but there's a conspiratorial glint in his black eyes. If only you knew what he would say. He's actually glad it's addressed now. There's really no point in manipulating anyone. You're chummy. Just go on and ask. There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask. Sometimes the most charming thing you can do is be reasonable in your requests. Oh no, she's making excuses. You're not interested enough to talk cryptids with. Nope, you don't have any new winning tactics to get the woman to spill the beans about cryptids. This lady really should be a teacher. She's really good at the explaining things thing. She transforms, when speaking about these strange animals, into a confident woman. You should totally use emotional blackmail, because that always works on women. You're an enthusiastic idiot, but you're still an idiot. She won't judge you, no matter what you say. She is appraising you scientifically, the way she would an exceptional zoological specimen. It's not like that. Your deportment remains dignified as you shed a single manly tear. Try to force a tear out of your duct. Really rip into the whole emotional aggression thing. In another time and place, she might have flirted back, but that ship sailed long ago. The lady is distressed. Perhaps something more upbeat might cheer her up. An acorn is not the same as the tree. That requires time, diligence, and care. But it has, hasn't it? A seed can only bear what's inside. The seed of love is black and oily. It has a taste you're quite familiar with. That is a way bigger compliment than it sounds like. The lieutenant doesn't want to agitate the woman. That I am a queen, an extraordinary witness to grace. All qualities these two seem to share in abundance. So that's how they met. This is beyond significant for them. So that's how they met. This is beyond significant for them. You didn't break this wagon fort, but you did manage to rattle the people inside a bit. No, the thunder is his. Leave it to the lieutenant. He seems genuinely surprised at your response. In a good way. Finally, you got something out of him. This could prove useful in the future. Sounds like he cares about the place. He's not going to be overjoyed to hear that it's part of the doomed commercial area. He really doesn't like it being classier. Flattery is the way. Damn, I thought the size thing would work. It really took courage. Don't pick at him. Whatever he may feel about you, he can't miss the opportunity to throw you a look of what he assumes is shared understanding. Go with it. He's not sorry about his behavior for your sake. Now that you have money, he really wants to make sure you're not angry with him. He's not sorry about his behavior for your sake. Now that you have money, he really wants to make sure you're not angry with him. You've really worn down his patience. Even paying him didn't help. You've really worn down his patience. Even paying him didn't help. You've really worn down his patience. Even paying him didn't help. You've really worn down his patience. Even paying him didn't help. He's exhausted from years of dealing with the assholes. That's why he's trying so hard not to be one too. For a moment, his antipathy is overcome by compassion for the sheer smallness of the money. Wait, why don't you have a song? Way to fuck it up. Better to try this line of questioning again after you've found the tape. Well, bringing him that new bird sure made a difference in his attitude. He really wants you to realize that he was also on the balcony looking by, in the danger zone, so to say. Or can you give him a moment? Somehow you realize this is not going to net you any professional discounts. Already he's reverting back to defensive. For a moment, his antipathy is overcome by compassion for the sheer smallness of the money. There may be some way to get a drink out of him, even for you, but this is not it. There may be some way to get a drink out of him, even for you, but this is not it. Now is not a good time to ask him about the corpse fridge. You can always talk your way out if things go sour. He wanted her to see the man for what he was. Now that you know, you might want to lay off this topic, or else you might antagonize him. Sounds like he wanted it to change her mind about the hanged man. This is definitely personal. Sounds like he wanted it to change her mind about the hanged man. This is definitely personal. He does not sound very convinced anymore. What are you talking about? Don't say that. This is no time to nitpick. Just don't antagonize him. You have this already. Whatever you do, do not tell him you know her. That would sound off. What's with all the silences? It's like these guys don't know how to feel about this. You should keep picking at it. He really went out of his way to seem comfortable with this topic. That's all you're going to get for now. Okay, this turned out better than expected. This one knows how to keep things going. He's a hothead, but not one to be taken lightly. The last one is a bit of a black sheep. This person Glenn wants to hire, he really respects her. Now watch the other guys fuck it up by falling out of line. Yes, falling out of line to please him. This is the best kind. And now this guy is going to use it to take a dig at his friend. Floodgates open. Too late. You already got a pretty good picture of these guys. You can use this. You could take another look at the tracks in the yard. See if they fit with the characters here. It could be incriminating. There was a speck of truth in there for him. You accidentally touched something. This is where he tries to sow discord between you two, because he knows the company is responsible for bringing the mercenaries into town. It's true. She was the only thing holding him back. Rent-a-cop. So that's what this is about. He doesn't see you as his equals. Rent-a-cop. So that's what this is about. He doesn't see you as his equal. This was a good move. Also, notice how Titus doesn't like her much, especially when she's calling the shots. These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder. Ask if it was them. There's laughter in the room. Try not to kill yourself this time. You've hit a nerve. Titus is furious. No, more than that. The loyal Titus feels betrayed. A whore, huh? A lot of that going around lately, from the mouths of distressed men. Whatever the case, you've hit a nerve. He's angry. No, more than that. He feels betrayed. Now watch the other guys fuck it up by falling out of line. The boys are too eager to please him to keep their mouths shut. You're gonna get a good head count here. Just wait. Someone has to rush in to break the tension. The second in command. She's merely agreeing with you to reach the conclusion of this conversation faster. After all you've done, is what her tone implies. That's probably for the best. Don't break your stride now. So this is why Shanky doesn't like her. Useful for you. It makes him advocate against Ruby. You got his attention. Now don't ruin it by making weird claims. Remember, you can still mess this up. The big one. Get this and they'll give her to you. Remember, don't piss him off. That never works. This one does not like Ruby. May prove useful. Don't say funny things. He looks calm, but these are serious accusations against one of their own. No, just say you're honest with him. Don't challenge him. You don't know. Just be honest. I told you not to say that. This is not a joking matter for him. He probably just doesn't like her. You were warned not to bring it up. Your best shot here is to just back out of it. Don't even try to win him over. You won't. Good. I like this. This guy is learning. Still, after all this headache, a little too far there. But you're definitely right. What just happened between these two? He didn't like him. That only makes it worse. Even after all that hell, he's still bitter about her. He also really doesn't want to talk about it. He's genuinely impressed. But that's mostly to do with how scientific that percentage sounded. Try the expression. Come on, why are you still doing this? The words have already left your mouth. Be honest, he's not grilling you, he just wants to know. Ask if he's ever wanted to take it too. Perfect. All you have to do is pretend to have taste. This will be your weapon when swindling artists for their overpriced work. He is trying to justify it to himself. Of course, this case takes precedence. It could have been a desire murder. Maybe an act of jealousy. Does she also party with Ruby, however? What are you trying to be? Tactful? She wouldn't mind. Go on then. Still, there is something there. She won't tell you now. Don't be paranoid, man. It's unbecoming of a police officer. And it makes you sweat. Try not to sweat so profusely in her presence, too. You blow your chances. Yes, but what was their relationship outside this unequal power dynamic? Or an admirer? She did promise she'd be here at night if you don't arrest her. Good girl. There is the tiniest bit of flattery in there. The way her eyes move from your shoulder to shoulder. No one likes to talk about their dirty laundry and their empty bottles. Maybe if you phrase it emotionally. No, don't listen to the stiff. Be cool. Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you have been through something difficult. She appears aloof, but that scar part, the scary, is stressed and drawn out. What's that about? Apprehension? Could that have been part of the reason they hanged him? Don't be tactful. She doesn't care. Don't worry. We will protect you from her beauty. We will consult you through the reefs and sounds of her persona. Who? Me? She likes you. The crown head is a boring condom. He's jealous. This is human nature. She's a glib girl, but she liked the wording. There is a small measure of pride in her that she could quell the rage in such a being. It's clear she liked it. There is a small measure of pride in her about this, that she could comfort and quell the rage in such a being. She clearly enjoys siding with you. She clearly enjoyed saying that to you. She clearly enjoys siding with you. She clearly enjoys telling you this. Kuno? Kuno-S? Two of a kind. It's tough to tell, but he actually does, a little. He tilts his head to the right, reassessing you in the light of your badass learning disability. You have no idea what the usual is. Just ask whatever comes to mind. Now is the time to be humble. Say the sir thing. So that's what this is about. You need to befriend him first. But he does not approve. It's not hard to see at all. You hand out drugs to kids. The lieutenant's faith in your judgment will diminish significantly. It's quite imaginable. You start handing drugs out to kids, the lieutenant's faith in your judgment will diminish significantly. None that you can see. You won't sweet-talk your way around this man. Good thing this psycho-drug boss is strictly optional. The lieutenant doesn't appreciate your sick charades on his crime scene. His opinion of you has lessened. He gets it. You lost it. Just don't dig the hole any deeper. He gets it. You lost. Now walk away with what remains of your dignity. The lieutenant's opinion of you has definitely lowered. You should thank him. Kuno appreciates you recognizing him as the sovereign of Jamrock, though North Jamrock, that is. The lieutenant clearly appreciates the chance to clear up the drummer issue himself. Maybe the carrier wanted to impress his peers, demonstrate his physical might. Maybe there was a physically impressive strongman in their midst, someone who wanted to impress their peers. Thank you for lightening his mood. It's hard down there. Her voice is absolutely sizzling with excitement. What was that about the constabulatory before? You need to push some buttons if you want to recruit the lieutenant in a conspiracy. Oops. Well, no one said it would work. Back to detecting now. It's hard to get a read on the lieutenant. What would he do if you stole them? Would he report you or not? Surprisingly, you feel like he probably wouldn't. This is the first time he openly acknowledges the kid's existence. There are crow's feet in his eyes. He's laughing silently. The lieutenant is undecided. On one hand, he wants to shoot some gun. On the other, it's an awfully stupid idea.